We're back from hell. It was a quick trip. It wasn't very interesting. It was kind of brown.
Didn't even bring a souvenir.
Oh, I brought a lot of corpses back. That's
It's like
a souvenir.
this Doom Guy doll is in the shape of yourself. Conceited fuck.
So, like...
Oh, you're back.
Yeah.
We kind of lost you in the middle of hell.
Yeah. I fell into a pit of fire and brimstone. It was horrible.
Yeah, it melted my alarm clock.
You guys just went on. Like, I wasn't even there. Is that how little I mean to you?
I mean, I didn't want to say it out loud.
Well, we need you now because there's a huge mess to clean up.
Did you just walk by that beholder and not even notice it?
No, and he ate my head.
It's a good thing that Doom Guy doesn't need that.
There's not much going on in there, so...
Yeah, it's nothing but helmet.
But you say that, but like, I'm pretty sure at least one first-person shooter has the model being just a head with a body without a head. I was about to say head without a body, but that wouldn't be. I mean, maybe Gordon Freeman's a head without a body. I don't know. I can never seem to catch sight of his
Dr.
feet.
Freeman.
And that was the most ridiculous thing. Just playing Half-Life 2, getting into that go-kart vehicle thing, looking down at the gas pedal and realizing I was controlling the car without feet somehow.
You just will the gas pedal.
All first-person games always kind of cheat the system like that. I forget what Mirror's Edge does, but it really has a weird head situation with her.
Yeah.
Well, Portal 2 only loads your arms.
Yeah. You're literally just floating arms and occasionally feet, depending on what the scene's doing.
So you're like a reverse vampire. The mirrors show a reflection of something that isn't there.
Kind of, yeah.
I only know that because someone hacked the camera for the ending of Portal 2 to be outside of where Shell's at, and all you see is just two floating arms and the portal gun as they shoot towards the moon.
It's a memory-saving trick. It's just what you got to do.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if nobody's going to see it, it makes literally 0 sense to spend processing power rendering it.
Well, in Portal's case, it's funny because you can actually see yourself through the portals.
So it loads the portal image, but not yourself.
Yeah, they probably just say, oh, you're supposed to see yourself right now, so they only render the portal part, not you, I guess.
Well, it's kind of like, even third-person games do this, but like a lot of the time, the reflection of you is a separate model.
Yeah, the Banjo-Kazooie does that.
Yeah, and then you can get your head sticking through the mirror if you're doing it right, which is great. I love N64 technology, never change.
Well,
good, because the N64 can't change. It sucks as it is.
No, Ryan, you can get the expansion pack, all right, and then play Donkey Kong 64 and Pokemon Stadium 2, and I'm pretty sure that's
Majora's
it.
Mask.
Oh, Majora's Mask. Oh, cool. See, now there's 3 games.
Was Perfect Dark requiring it?
I don't know. I never played that.
I don't think it did.
I think it ran better if you did it.
yeah, I was about to say, I think some games run better if you had the expansion pack, sort of like the PlayStation Pro. I just got one of those things. Like, I swear I could see a difference in 1 or 2 games, but I can't tell whether or not I'm imagining it. So...
It's why I really didn't bother getting an upgrade. I just popped open the top and then put in a 2 terabyte hard drive, and that was about it.
Yeah, I really wanted one though, so I'm glad I got one. I think Doom does enjoy at least somewhat more consistent texture quality, and certainly no jump cuts like that one. What did you cut past, Ryan?
I died because I was trying to do one of the challenges.
Wow, that's 2 deaths in less
I hit the
than 5
button.
minutes.
I hit the button that says "Cooler, do not press."
Yeah.
So does Doom? I know that Doom tech-wise like changes its resolution all the time or something like that to keep at a high frame rate.
Yeah, because of its first-person shooter type of game, it decided to drop the resolution and texture quality to keep the frame rate going compared to dropping the frame rate to keep it looking good.
I forget the technical term for that technique. Dynamic something or other. And anyway, it uses this dynamic something or other in order to maintain performance smoothly, because if you're the frame rate were jittering all over the place in first person, it would be a pain in the ass. But, you know, it's better to be at 60 than 30 when you're moving around this goddamn fast. So,
yeah.
What were these things in the original Doom?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, you mean the skeleton guys?
I mean the thing jumping around with cannons on its shoulders.
Yeah, he was in one of the original games. I can't remember which one. I'm not sure if it's the first one or not. But he was in the original, you know, crappy quality looking ones.
Doom 1 and Doom 2... Doom 1 and Doom 2 Doom 2 is basically just an expansion pack to the first Doom.
Basically,
which is, again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, many great sequels, you could argue that, like, Mega Man 2 is an expansion pack for Mega Man 1, but that doesn't make it a worse game. Like, a lot of people I hear actually think that Doom 2 is a better game than the original Doom, although I've...
Well, that's usually the case considering first times.
Well, the main difference between Doom 1 and Doom 2 is that Doom 1 was split into 5 episodic campaigns that were all essentially new games. If you started them, you didn't get to keep your weapons in between, even though they technically are chronologically one after the other. That always confused me. It's like, okay, Doom guy goes through the portal, gets surrounded by demons, and I guess they very carefully stripped him of all of his armor and guns, and then left him alive with only a handgun. And we're like,
PC gaming in the early 90s.
Let's see you get out of hell like this, dirtbag.
And then I did it anyway.
You see, Samus Aran, you know, she loses her powers once every game, and people whine. Doom Guy lost his powers 5 times in one game. You don't see him whining.
Well, you know,
the difference is Samus's powers are tied to the suit. Doom Guy just has guns.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's funny to think about because the games literally take place one after the other. It's the same case in the Ultima series. You end Ultima 7 with a bunch of stuff, like all this magical equipment, and like the Guardian literally plucks you by hand out at the end of Ultima 7 and literally drops you out of the sky into Ultima 8 from there. And you don't have any of your stuff, and there's no explanation for where it went, even though that stuff was necessary for completing some magic ritual to end the game in the first place. And at least, like, at the beginning of Ultima 7 Part 2, there's teleportation lightning or something that takes your stuff away. You get an explanation then, but it's also really, really funny because the teleportation lightning replaces every individual thing with something else. So, like, your weapon is replaced by a random-ass rock, and it's all stuff that's in your inventory.
Ah, the pebble of power.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. But no, your stuff's just gone. No reason.
The only game I can think of where you keep your upgrades between sequels, all of them, is the Banjo-Kazooie games, where in Banjo-Tooie you start the game with all the upgrades you got from the first game, and there's no, like, oh, you lost them, it's just you all have them. Most of the time, either a game will come up with an excuse, or you just won't have it.
Golden Sun does.
Golden Sun? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you either have to link it between the games via the link cable, but it does give you a password system. Mind you, that password, if you want to transfer literally everything, is absurdly long. But you can transfer every single piece of equipment, level up, gin, etc. between games.
Oh, that's cool. And if you don't, are you at level 1, or does the game just give you stock stuff?
The game has a reason for quote-unquote starting you over.
Oh, okay.
But it's one of those levels inherently don't exist, and universe is just a means for gameplay, not so much.
Okay.
White Knight Chronicles 2 has something of the same thing, although that's mostly because they also included White Knight Chronicles 1 in that game. So, like, you could literally play the first game in the sequel and continue from there. But if you happened to have owned the original game and wanted to import your file, you could keep all of the equipment. Some of it would change its function with the rebalance, but you got to keep all of it, indeed.
Oh, I guess in Fire Emblem on the GameCube, if you had a save for that, Radiant Dawn would, like, kind of save your supports, I think.
It kept some things, but not a lot of them, which kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
So most people I know just didn't even bother.
I mean, to be fair,
I mean, the Grail mercenaries in that game are so ridiculously overpowered anyway. You don't really need it.
And not to mention that finding a GameCube and Wii copy of both games so that you could do that is like a $200 thing now. Anyway.
Well, I mean, I can do it, but
yeah, but that's because you were lucky enough and/or smart enough to buy those games when they were new. So
no, I got Path of Radiance when it was new. I had to get Radiant done online the last month or so because I got a bunch of GameStop gift cards, and I'm like, oh, I'll just check for any obscure shit that they might have in their website that I could actually use them for.
How much did Radiant Dawn cost you?
$70, so not too terribly bad, but it's one of those that came in that crappy, this is a Wii game GameStop box.
Ugh, that's the worst.
So I have the game, but now I need to find the box.
Well, the only thing worse than that is actually trying to get the GameStop, like, power-up rewards sticker off of the front of a normal box, and if you try to rip it off, then half of the sticker's like still stuck on it. But if you try to like rip it off with your fingernail, then you scratch or rip the plastic covering to the box, and it's the worst. I hate it.
Was there a way down here that didn't involve jumping off a goddamn building?
Doom Guy does not care.
Doom Guy doesn't believe in rocket jumps.
I have a double jump. I reject your reality and replace it with my own.
Okay. Oh, there's a green light over here. That's helpful. It tells you exactly where to go.
You also have a way marker on the top in case you do get lost.
Yeah.
Which is helpful.
Good old Bethesda compass. I mean, at least it's not telling you where literally everything is.
Well, that's...
It doesn't tell you where any secrets are. It just says, hey, to move the mission along, go here.
You can unlock it. You can unlock stuff to up, because that's actually the thing that I upgraded first. Was I didn't want to miss secrets, because I figured if I upgrade the thing that lets me find secrets, then I'll be able to find more upgrade points to upgrade the other stuff more quickly.
Okay,
exactly.
So most of the demons in this game make the transition from like their cheesy sprite form to the realistic 3D model fairly well, like you can take them seriously. This is not one of them. This demon looks ridiculous.
it's just a bunch of Bane fights.
Basically.
It's like I'm pretty sure this is like one of the demons that was in the original.
Yes, it was.
And it's like, yeah, you can really tell. This looks like it should be a cheesy-ass sprite. It looks like a cheesy-ass sprite has come alive and is trying to bite my fucking head off.
I just like how you rip his ass off and smack him with his own ass.
Kiss my ass? No, kiss your ass.
But yeah, the compass thing, that's like, there are a lot of games that have this kind of thing, I suppose, but it's like a real trademark of Bethesda's games. Fallout, Skyrim, they've got that compass going on.
It's kind of like how the arrow is technically a copyright of Sega because of Crazy Taxi.
Well, I don't know if I would go that far, but the horizontal line that's just sort of a scrolling compass where the objective markers and stuff scroll across, they're pretty much like, standard issue for Bethesda's open world games at this point. Although it's a bit useless in this kind of linear labyrinthian design, because like your objective marker might be like way over there. Doesn't necessarily mean there's a path to it from where you are.
When I was playing this game, I found myself looking at the map literally every 5 seconds because I kind of had a hard time. Everything kind of looks the same to me. I don't know if this is just me being dumb or whatever, but I had a hard time trying to figure out where I was supposed to go. And at least on the Switch version, the map scrolls so slowly. So trying to make a path and like plan out a route was irritating.
I think the reason that I don't have any problem with that in this game is because I started this kind of level design in the original Doom. And it's like, you're saying everything looks the same to you here? Oh boy.
I can't distinguish that one gray blocky wall from the other gray blocky wall.
Okay, you see, the difference here is that everything here looks the same. In a game like Doom, or like, let's say, an old first-person RPG like Phantasy Star, everything is the same. They're literally the same tiles, and you cannot tell one hallway apart from another. They are the same.
I mean, it's probably just a combination of both of things legitimately looking the same because of the art style and just you not being used to that kind of level design.
Yeah, because you.
The monochromatic color scheme also probably not helping. So
The other thing, though, is that in the original Doom and Wolfenstein, if you wanted to find the secrets, well, sometimes they were telegraphed, but only sometimes. If you wanted to be thorough, you basically had to rub yourself up against every wall, mashing
And press the action
button.
button, yeah.
Yeah, and hope that like
opened a
eventually a
wall.
wall would open up, and there would be some useless point treasures behind it. Fuck you, Wolfenstein. But you gotta get those secrets, man. You gotta get that secret counter in the results screen to go up.
Gotta get the 100%.
Yeah.
So it was just like points in Wolfenstein.
In Wolfenstein, yeah, there were... Well, sometimes you would be lucky enough to find a secret that contained some health or ammo, and that was always useful, but sometimes the secret would just be the treasure items, the little golden crosses and not-so-holy grails and stuff, and all that counted for was points. And that boosted your life counter, sure, but you never gave a shit about that because the game let you save everywhere, and you were probably using your saves as checkpoints. And that would preserve your life counter. So, yeah.
Lives.
It was the 90s, Ted. The 90s.
Yeah, but on PC, I unless if you were like making a platformer or whatever, a lot of PC games just straight up didn't have lives. So I'm surprised.
Well,
that,
mostly because PC gaming back at the time was more or less related to shooters like Doom and Wolfenstein or simulation type of games.
It's not even just true of the PC game. If you play Wolfenstein on the PS3, the save system is intact. Sure, you gotta sit through a load time every time you use it, but like, you can save anywhere. Literally anywhere. You can save your game, take a few steps, kill one guy,
Save
realize that you didn't get hit, so you save your game again so that you can preserve your health and have that one guy be dead when you load it.
literal save states.
That's
Yep.
basically, but you realize that that's basically how I played Pokemon. It's just like, oh, I beat a battle, save. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but you know, it's a lot less cumbersome to do that when a battle, even against a simple random enemy, takes maybe about 30 to 40 seconds.
Gen
in
4.
Wolfenstein, yeah, in Wolfenstein though, like that one guy you killed probably took about 1/10 of a nanosecond to kill. You walked around a corner, you jump scared yourself because the guy was right there. You mashed the fire button. He fell over and sprouted a funny, probably not German line, and then yeah, he was dead, and you saved the game. That was in the space of about 2 seconds. So, yeah, that's Wolfenstein for you.